Hiya, it's Kerry from Mobilates, and I'm here with you for half an hour of gentle movement. We're going to use the chair for sitting. We could stand. You could be sitting on the edge of your bed, and we're going to use the floor as well. But we can mix all these things up. You might stay in the chair throughout. It's all fine. Now, I wasn't here last week. I had a back issue that just flared up. I'm better this week, but I'm taking it gentle. So it's going to be maybe an even gentler session than we usually have. So shall we get started? I hope you've all had a good week. We're just getting to that busy time of year when things start to sort of gather momentum, and everywhere outside, if you go shopping and things, it's getting, busy. And that's sort of nice. That preparation can be nice, but it can also sort of wind our body up and tense things. So let's chill it all out, relax everything, get some gentle movement through everywhere. So let's bring in some soft spaghetti arms, like cooked spaghetti. That's it. And then take your feet and place them a little wider. It doesn't matter if they point out or straight ahead. You can see me shifting my weight. I'm just finding that comfortable place for my hips and my feet and my knees. You might be sat on a chair with your legs a little wider, just slightly back from the forwards from the back of the chair. Place your hands in a gentle prayer position. Now, if it hurts to go low down like that, take it higher, and they can be cupped. It doesn't need to be completely pressing. We're going to take it upwards, and your eyes can follow your fingers, and then look ahead. Upwards, open, and look ahead. Now, it's a bit like this is a candle, and this is the glow around it. So if you're maybe lighting Advent candles, I love an Advent candle when you just light a little bit each day. It's a nice little ritual. Could be imagining that, or you could imagine a sunrise. Now breathe in as the hands go up, and breathe out as we open out and make that circle. In and out. In and out. 2 more. In and out. In and out. Well done. Now, who have we got here today? Oh, we've got Jackie, we've got Christine, and we've got Irene. Hi, lovely to have you here, especially to have you here when it's live and we're all here at exactly the same time. I hope you're all keeping well. Right, let's go into our slightly softer knees if you're standing, bringing the legs a little closer together. This time the feet are pointing forwards. And if I look down, there's enough room between my feet to put a paperback book, or if I was sitting, enough room to fit 2 fists. Right, in this position, grow a little taller and just have a little feel of your ribs. Feel them push forwards a little, feel them push back. And now can you put them in the middle? So they're either hovering over your pelvis on the chair or hovering over your feet if you're standing. Keep them like that. We're going to breathe in, but instead of this breath going up here or to the belly, I want it to go out to the side so your ribs have a little flex outwards. And as you breathe out, pull your belly away from your top or t-shirt and pull it back. As you breathe in, send your belly forward. So I'm sending my belly towards you. You can't tell, I've got a baggy top on, but I promise you that's what it's doing. So that's the seated version. I'll show you from the side. I know this is one that you may be really familiar with, but if you're new, this can be such a hard one. Now, if you look at this bit of my sweatshirt here, you can see that moving. But you can also just about see the hem moving as my pelvis rolls back. I'm trying to keep my head in the same spot, just so we get that movement right in the lumbar spine. Standing up, you could have your hands on your belly, hands on your back. But I really like hands on the legs, because then I can feel if my legs are pushing forwards. I don't want them to. I just want my back to lower down and go back up. Lower down and go back up. And then give everything a little shake. Now, could you tap the back of your head just enough to get a little bit of a tingle? And then take your face back. You can even rub your nose just across the bridge, and that helps you just take your face back like you're a little surprised. Give your shoulders, again, a little softness so there's no tension in them. And then just start to turn your head. Nice and gentle, no forcing, we're just warming through. Come back to the center, little tilt each way. Now, if it feels like your head's doing this and turning, place your fingers underneath your chin and use it like a pivot point, so you're seesawing on the top of your fingers. That's it. Make it smaller. Come back to the center. And then we're going to take the tip of our nose and let's go into an infinity shape. So it's like a figure eight on its side. Now you can go bigger as it gets more familiar and more comfortable, or you could keep it really small. I'm going to make mine a little smaller. That's it. And bring it back to looking ahead. And now the shoulders. Keep your arms inwards, and if you're sitting, just rest your hands on your lap. And just start to give your shoulders just a little roll, a partial roll. And just tune into how they're feeling today. Are they really clunky and sore? Are they feeling okay, quite free and easy? Or is one side doing one thing and the other side's doing something else? Use that information. If they are sore, keep everything close and inwards. If they're okay, let the arms go, let the arms hang, and you might make your circle a little bigger. I'm going for smallish circles today. My shoulders are a little uncomfortable, especially this one. If I sleep on this side, it just doesn't seem to like it very much. I normally sleep on the other side. That's it. And then take your feet a little wider. If you're standing, just start to swish your arms around you like there's some really warm water all around you, and let your feet move. If you're sitting, slide your hands up and down your thighs, one forwards, one backwards, and let your waist just start to turn. You can take your legs a little wider, and then you can swish your hands around you too. Now, if you're standing, you can make this movement bigger. So I'm keeping my arms quite low and quite soft. You can take your arms higher and let them fling onto the body. I'm keeping it softer today. I'm definitely letting my legs move. See my feet keep moving. It's a gentle rotation. I'm not trying to really wring anything out, make it super hard work, just keeping it soft. That's it. Come back to the center. You might see behind me, I'm just starting to get a little bit of Christmassy things out. I've got a little Christmas cushion there. I haven't got anything else out yet, but by next week, I think I will have done that. Right, let's have some arm floats. So make one arm or both arms ready in this sort of very gentle C shape. It's hardly a C, is it? It's more like a parentheses or a bracket. Take it up. And now push your palm away, like there's a queue of tasks to do or people waiting. You're like, no. And then the other side, take it up, turn your wrist, push those people away. Now, if this is a little strong with your wrist going like that, keep it much softer. So your hand doesn't come back like this, it stays lower, and you're almost like pushing people towards you, the reverse. We can breathe in as the arm goes up and breathe out as the arm goes away. Try both arms. Taking my time with that one. And one more. And then let's pay attention to our feet. Give them a little wipe like you've just come in from outside and you just give them a clean on the doormat before you take your shoes off. And then place your feet down and give your toes a little lift up and down, just trying to bring the blood into, getting the blood pumping round. That's what I'm just looking for. And you probably find at the moment your feet are getting much colder, and we don't have like something that pumps in our feet. We have to manually do it. So moving our feet is the thing that makes the blood go from pooling somewhere in our legs, makes it pump back up the body. So before we do things where we're going to balance, or even if you've been sat for a while, or you're getting out of bed, doing something with your feet like this and moving them around, really good idea because it gets the circulation going. Right, we're going to go into some heel raises. So I want you to imagine that you're inflating yourself, like the little valve at the back of your heels. You've got a pump, like a bicycle pump, and you're going to pump yourself up like a big beach inflatable. So just little heel raises. You could hold on to something when you're doing this. I want you to be as upright as possible. So it feels like going straight up, straight down, just little ones though. That's it. That just gets the blood pumping up the legs, and then rest for a moment. Now we're going to go slower, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. If you're doing the seated, just the same, up and down, up and down. You could rest your hands here. Now we're going to change things. 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back, a bit like you're just taking a step. I don't want your weight to change. I don't want you to go forwards or backwards, whether you're seated or standing, your weight's somewhere in the middle. Now, seated, I've got like my hands here. Up and down again. I'm going little fast ones and then slower ones. The front foot and the back foot are going to feel different. Show you from the side for this one. And then could you use your back foot to push you forwards a little? It's more of a rocking motion. If you're seated, you might want your hands on the sides of the chair for this one. It's like you're about to get out from your chair, but you're not going to. You're going to sit back down again. And then could you swap your legs the other way around? So you've got 1 foot forwards, 1 foot back, a gap between your legs, weight in the center, little up and down. I'm making the room jiggle now as I do this. And then a little further up and down. The weight's still in the center. Arms can go outwards, and you could certainly be holding something. Stick is good. Maybe the wall or a counter if you're in the kitchen. And then use the back foot to push you forwards a little. See the weight start to go forwards. I'm liking this little lean back as well. And it's like you're just about to take another step. Oh, you've changed your mind. That's it. And if your arms, see how mine is starting to move just naturally how they would, counterbalancing when I walk. You might even find that your body wants to do a little twist. And then take it down, give it all a shake out. I feel like my mat keeps moving around in this session. Right, where are we going next? Oh, a little bit for our hips, I think. So let's just do a little foot wipe on the sides of our feet. And as you do that, your knee goes out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. And then the other side, out and in. Oh, this side's a bit stiff. Out and in, out and in. Take it down. Right, I'm just giving the hips a little side to side, and then I want you to do some little hip circles. So my belly is moving, my back is moving. I could do this on the chair as well. Moving everything around, and then take it the other way. And then we're going to bring that same sort of circular motion into our shoulders. First, I want you to just clasp your shoulders or your arms and just little circle, like you're trying to move these parts just round and drawing a sort of ovally type shape. And the other way. I know that chest might get in the way a little bit here. Then we're going to take the arms higher if that's comfortable for you. So you might take it up here. You might keep it like this if that's more comfortable. But instead of this move coming from the sort of shoulders, we're going to take it more into this sort of part of our spine. So if I do a little one like this, it's like I'm drawing a circle from this top part of my arms up here, is drawing a circle somewhere high, like on the ceiling. And this movement's coming from my mid and upper back, rather than I'm not leaning back like this and going like that. It's coming from above the waist. And then the other way. Brilliant. And then take it down. We're going to push our hands forwards, pull our belly back, pull your chest back, let your head bow, take your arms down, push forwards, pull back. As your head nods, could you breathe into your back between your shoulders? Puff it up and then let it drift down. One more like that, and then the arms are going somewhere different. Push it forwards. Pull your belly, pull your chest back, let your head bow slightly. Breathe into that space between your shoulder blades. Let your arms drift down. Let your palms go behind you. Long arms. Just push them back a little and then let them drop. Push them down and back, little squeeze. Nothing else moves. Squeezing back. That's it. One more. Bring your hands together. Let your elbows bend. You see how my hands are moving up and down my back. Now, I've got quite a lot of movement here, but yours might be a lot smaller. It might be more like you're rubbing the back of your bum. And you might be very close, or you might be able to create a little bit of space. Now, if you're on the chair, you definitely need to move forwards from the back of the chair. Otherwise, the chair just gets in the way. And then let it go. Give everything a little shake out. We're going to take it down to the floor next. You can stay in the chair if you'd rather. You could go onto a bed, take the duvet back so that you're lying on your sheet, on your mattress. And you might want a cushion. Comfortable was what I was trying to say. Something comfortable for under your head. A cushion, a towel, something like that is a good idea. Right. Just changing the camera angle a little so you can see me on the floor and on the chair. And let's take it down there. So starting either sitting comfortably with your feet at 90 degrees. I'm going to lie on my back with my legs at around 90. It's slightly different lying down. Oh, and just as I lie in this position, there's a window opposite me, completely dark outside. We're just getting close to that time of the year when we're at the longest, the shortest day. Right, eyes looking straight up. Just check that your head is in that position. If you're looking back a little, that really would suggest you need something under your head. And if you're looking between your legs, you've got too much underneath your head. It needs a little balancing out. All right, have a little wriggle, get everything comfortable, and then let your arms just rest by your sides. Hands on the belly might be nice for all of us. Low down near this hip crease area, that's seated or standing. And I'd like you to breathe into your chest. Now, if you're on the mat, you'll feel your back against the floor, and it's like you're trying to take up more of the space behind you. If you're on a chair, you might go right against your chair back, and you might be able to press into that. So breathe in. Think widthways expansion with your chest. And as you breathe out, you're just going to start to scrunch your belly back from your top, just like we did before, and your pubic bone tilts towards you. Now, you don't want your head to change. That stays the same. As you breathe in, let that whole thing move away from you. Your belly, all those muscles tighten. They'll stretch out the other way. Now, as I breathe out, they're coming towards me. I'm feeling my lower back lowering down into my top and a little bit into the mat. It's going to depend on the shape of your back, how much sensation you get there. That's it. And then one more. And then let everything rest. We're going to go into a circular motion. Now, if you're lying down, you've got something flat, like a plate, with a marble around the edge. And I want you to start tipping that marble right round the edge. You can see that little movement between my hips going on. If you are seated, I want you to imagine as a clock, upright clock, round all the numbers, and there's let's have the second hand, the end of the second hand ticking all the way around the clock, and you're just following that second hand so it looks a little like this. A bit like a washing machine. Maybe that's a better image to go with. We're all very familiar with washing machines. And I'm talking an upright, not a twin tub. That's it. And then take it the other way. I was having a conversation with my mum the other day about washing machines, and she was thinking back to twin tub days and paddles and, you know, washing machines where you put in from the top rather than in from the side. So just a really good way to move your pelvis, move your lower back around, give it all a bit of mobilizing. I'm going to take it back down to the floor. Right, now let that area be still. We're going to breathe again into the chest, and there's going to be a little tension. We're not going to tilt and go forwards and backwards, none of that, just a little tension on the belly so it can hold things. It's going to start holding a leg. So we're going to have our legs at about 90 degrees for all of us. So I'm just slid my feet a little forwards, and that 90 degrees is under my knee. Breathe in. As you breathe out, feel a little tension on your belly. Just a little, and float one leg up to tabletop. Now this is tabletop in lying down. In seated, it's more of a heel raise, your toe on the floor. And then take it down. And the other side. Take it down. Now I'm trying to keep this same leg shape rather than this moving and doing that. You see my lower leg, I'm trying not to do that. I'm just trying to float the whole shape up. It's coming up from the hip and then it's going down. You might just hover your feet off the floor if you're seated. Now next time that leg goes up, we're going to keep it there. Resist it with your hand. Push against it and just start to push the leg into the hand and take it down. On the other side, same again, comes up. We're going to resist it. And it's like you're trying to take your leg into your chest and your hand's trying to push it away. So nothing goes anywhere, but you can feel the tension in your thigh. Take it down. Next one's different. Lift the leg up, and then we're going to tuck the toe down. 1, 2, 3. Take it down. Now the next one, you can do the same, or you can float your arms upwards. Shoulders are resting. We're just making it a little more challenging for your core. Your arms are either upwards or ahead if you're seated. And we're going to tap 1, 2, 3. Well done. And then arms out or arms on the sides of your chair, and just let your legs have a little sway. Now can you bring your arms into the side. We're going to move one leg, and I'm going to ask you to take your knee out to the side and just see what happens with your foot. The other leg's not doing anything. Is your foot coming with you? Are you moving onto the side of your foot, or is your foot staying flat and it's just your knee coming out? Do whatever feels best. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to change it in a minute. And then keep the knee there. Now press the other leg downwards. Could you roll out to the side so the sole of your foot rolls as well? So the whole leg rolls out and in 3 times. Out and in. I can already feel my other leg wobbling away, so I'm just going to put a hand to the side of it just to give it a little bit of a clue of where it is. That's it. Now, keep the sole of your foot, give it a little rub. Keep that down. Just the knee goes out. Not the foot. Keep the foot exactly the same. Much smaller. And then let that rest. We're going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to demo this one seated, but if you're lying down, it's going to be just the same. So let me come up to seated. So for the first 3, just let your leg move outwards. So this is my left leg, and I'm just letting it move out. And then let it calm down. Right, now I'm going to move this leg out to the side. This leg's going to stay still, but I'm going to rest a hand just on the top of it. Put my other hand in my pocket, just keep it out of the way. And I want the sole of your foot to move with your leg. So you go onto the edge, the outside bit of your foot. And this leg, I'm going to keep it still. This is where my hand needs to go on the outside. That's it. Now could you keep the sole of your foot down, give it a little rub so it knows where to be. Keep that sensation in your foot like it's a footprint, and take your knee out to the side. Less than I've just done because I can feel my foot starting to come away. So it's much less. That's it. And then let both legs just have a free little bit of movement. Well done. Right, I'm going to come down once again. Now we're going to take it into a bridge. Now, if you are in the chair, more pelvic tilts. I can't really give you a bridge option from the chair that's any different from pelvic tilts without putting a lot of weight in your hands. I will show you that in a moment in case you want to try it. But if you're in the chair for the moment, could you go into pelvic tilts? If you are lying down, bring the feet closer to your bottom. Arms down by your sides and nothing underneath your head. You're going to do a pelvic tilt, so you breathe into your chest. And as you breathe out, it's that feeling of your belly pulling back from your top. And then you start to feel your bottom just start to lift slightly off the floor. And now raise your hips and feel your back peel away from the floor. And then you're going to melt it down like you're rolling out a red carpet. Same again. And one more. Now, the next time you go up, I want you to come down just to one side. So I'm going to take myself up and then I'm going to tilt. See how my hips have come towards you. I'm now coming down on my right side. So I can hardly feel like my vertebrae going down. And then I can just get all comfy again. I'm going to roll myself up just as I normally do. And then I'm going to tilt away from you. You now get a little bit of this side. And I'm coming down on my left side. Keep that going. In the chair, I'm going to show you some options. So this could work on a bed too. It depends how soft your mattress is. You need a little bit of resistance. So weight is into my hands and I'm pushing away from the chair. Now I can do my pelvic tilts in a different place. And I could even dip my arms a little too for a little bit of arm strength, trying to keep my elbows from going further out to the side. But it just gives you a different place. It's not quite the same as the bridge, but it is putting some movement through your spine. You could also push forwards again, pull the belly back, let the hands go down, straighten yourself up. And that will give you a very similar movement. And is much softer on the hands if you've got wrist or hand issues. I know so many people have. If you're on the floor, last one of whichever sort you're doing. And then let's take it into a seated position for everybody. So it could be seated on the floor. I'm going to sit on the floor and kneel so you get a good view of me. But you could be seated in your chair or seated on your bottom on the mat. And I'd like you to take your hands up towards your forehead and bring your elbows out to the side as much as you can. Now straighten everything up. So if it feels like the ribs are pushing forwards, pull them back a little bit. And you're growing as tall as you can in this seated position. And then we'll take one arm out to the side and the other. It's a bit like we're doing the Macarena or a dance or something. We're just pulling out and in. Out and in. Next one's going to be different. I'm going to pull out and I'm going to go into a sort of T shape. My palms are facing towards you. That's it. Now, as I'm doing this, a bit like at the start when we give the back of our head that little tap, and you can do that if you want to. I'm just imagining my neck is a little longer. Now it looks like I'm on a plane and I'm giving instructions to where the exits are. And then you might even try both arms. It can be less than this. It could be like this. You could go back to this. You could just keep your hands here and put one up and down, and then take your arms downwards. Give your shoulders a roll. Give yourself a hug and a sort of bigger body circle. And then the other way. Open out, cross over the other way. And then this little circling, this sort of washing machine. There's been lots of circles today. That was my theme, really. We started with a circle. Well, let's end with that same circle. So place your hands together. Breathe in, push them up. Breathe out, create your circle. Breathe in, pushing up. Breathe out and create your circle. Maybe it's your light for your candle, your illumination. And one more. And now take your palms out to the side. Our last circle. Scoop up the air, breathing in. Bring your hands together and into your chest. Well done, everybody. Lovely to have you here, whether you're a regular and you come nearly every week, whether it's your first time, it's always a pleasure. I shall see you again next week. Have a good week. Bye.